Look, guys. My baby.
Ew.
I'm a parent.
No!
Cook me dinner now! Clean up after me. Hello? Hello, do you hear me? Are you ignoring me? Go to your room! I do so much for that kid. Why doesn't he love me? Yes, I love making fun of bad parents. Cause like, why are you bad? Stop.
Problem solved.
Of course, a lot of parents are just trying their best, and I respect that. You guys are like my kids, I get it, it's hard. But then there's a lot of parents that aren't trying and are just bad people. So I don't respect them. We're gonna criticize and make fun of those people. Absurd and controversial parents is what we're doing today. And last video, it was a lot of moms. So I'm hoping to get some dads in there too, because dads can suck too.
What?
I'm actually hoping that there's no more insane parents ever, but that's just not the case. And since this is again kind of a depressing topic, I'm gonna try to have some fun with it. So this video isn't too sad. Woo! My narcissistic mother's response to my elopement versus my father's response. I was just saying I'd get more dads. The first thing I'm gonna do is a narcissistic mom. Yeah! I knew it. Does your dad know? No. Okay, I'd be really hurt if he knew before me.
You're married, cool. I knew it. I knew that because I'm always right. I knew that. Does your stupid dad know?
No, but are you happy for me?
Thank God!
Okay.
Because if he knew, I don't know what I'd do.
Don't care. Don't care that you'd be hurt at all, actually. Why would you be hurt? Is it a competition between mom and dad?
Uh-huh.
Why is it a competition? How about you just love your kid unconditionally?
No!
What? That's not possible. Not insane. Who voted that? Well, yeah, she's not insane, but she's narcissistic. Congratulations, all my love. If you'd like to have a gathering of friends like a wedding reception or go on a honeymoon somewhere, let me know and I'd be happy to give it to you as a wedding gift. Damn. Damn, this is why dads are superior to moms at all times. This is why men are superior to women, obviously. No, but honestly, this is just... Why don't you see how you're talking to your kid? But then you do. But then you don't. I don't know. I feel like a lot of moms that are narcissistic are just oblivious to what they're saying, or they so don't care because they're so rooted in the fact that they think they're right all the time that they just ignore it completely when they're talking to their kid like this. Why would you guilt trip her like that? Do
Why
you
not?
even realize? It's such a simple thing, yet it digs so deep. The okay, I'd be really hurt if he knew before me. I can tell whoever I want first, and it means nothing. And if I do favor dad over you, too fucking bad, bro. There's a reason, obviously. Not just because, you know, you've had to be the bad mom and he's had to be the good, fun dad. Because clearly, look at you. Why would you say that? Who says that to their kid? A lot of people. Who says that to their kid warrantedly? Like, who's warranted saying that to their kid? God, bro. I need to, like, write a script for these videos because I just don't know what I'm saying. I think a lot of times when I'm talking, I might have said this before, but I don't think before I speak. I just blurt out words. So when I'm editing, it just really doesn't make sense what I'm piecing together. My mom is the main reason we had a courthouse wedding and didn't tell anybody. She's very dramatic and likes to make everything about herself. She essentially bullied me into telling her before I was ready, and this was her only response. I told my dad a week later, and his response made me cry. Oh, you'd be really hurt if you knew before you? Good. Good. Go back in time and tell him first. My narcissistic mother's response to my elopement versus my father's response. There, fixed it. Please lie to her, say, whoops, no, I'm just kidding, I did tell him first. Oh, no. Be better than your bad narcissistic parents. Because then the cycle will just continue. End the cycle. Yeah! I'm very insightful, guys. A genius, some might say. That is super nice of the dad. And of course, stuff is like taken out of context. You don't know what it's like, how hard it is in these people's lives, but that's your kid. You don't say that, so I don't know. I just think, fuck you for that. Come on. You're supposed to be happy. It's your kid getting married. Like, I knew it. I'm so happy for you. Like the dad said. I'm so proud of you.
Ew!
I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's insane. The email my dad sent with his rules for living with him. Here we go. Okay. House rules for Heather. First and foremost, I am a Christian. If you can't handle that, you don't belong with me. No new animals or pets. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats. I don't want any more animals in my home. Fair. No smoking, period. No smoking, period. What? Why would I smoke blood? Sorry, was that funny? No vaping of any kind inside the house. No drugs, no lying, no stealing, no talking about your gay lifestyle. No talking about your gay lifestyle or sex life. I don't want to hear it. I don't talk about my sex life. Yeah, because it doesn't exist. What do you like? What is Heather talking about?
Oh, I'm gay.
no!
My life is gay. Like,
What is it? Is it because you don't want to know about Heather's same-sex significant other? Is that what you're worried about? Is that what's talking about it? Who cares, bro? No talking about your politics. I don't want to hear it. It would only lead to arguments. As a Christian, I believe abortion is murder. If you don't agree, keep it to yourself. Then you don't bring it up either. I feel like he's just looking for an argument. He's just sitting there like, I disagree with being gay. Go ahead, say something about it. I dare you. I dare. Abortion. Oh, get out of this house. Oh. Disagree with gay. Oh. That's Heather's luggage I was holding. That was the joke. No arguing or raising your voice to me or Michael. We live together peacefully and with each other's interests at heart. We actually care about each other. You are expected to do the same. Michael, like the angel? I will not tolerate a slob. You must keep your room and bathroom clean to my standards. I expect you to always clean up after yourself around the house right away. No, I'll do it later. I will not tolerate laziness. I will not be made to feel. I will not be made to feel uncomfortable in my own home. You must ask me permission before bringing anyone to my house and must get my approval first. I don't know why I made that must up. Do you really need to go back to this guy? You will never say anything negative about Mom. She was the love of my life. If you do, I will immediately throw you out, never to return. You will be given chores, and they must be done, and not just when you feel like it. You will take a shower every day and wash your hair. I don't want a smelly person around with me. Same goes for Mike. Okay, Mike must be a brother. That's weird. I shower every day personally because I don't want to stink either, like Heather probably does. Heather probably stinks really bad. But, like, why would he say that? Like, do you normally stink? Are you smelly, Heather? Do you smell like shit? Because that's a valid one. That's the one I agree with. If you stink. Do I agree with any of these? I should probably finish it first.
Pause.
I'm keeping you guys on edge. I'm edging you. You will always be kind to my pets. I am not your emergency fund or your piggy bank. I already raised you. It's your job to support yourself. I will not be giving you any money. If you can't afford to pay a bill or afford to eat because you didn't manage your money correctly, that's your problem. Yeah! Oh no. As far as food goes, if you didn't buy it, you don't eat it. I may at times offer you some food, but just because I offer something to you once doesn't give you the right to help yourself whenever you want. When I go to the store, I'm buying groceries for me, not for you. There is nothing I hate more than when I go to eat something I bought and someone has eaten it. Not even gay people? Seems like you hate them more. Why would you say this to your child? To your child. When I have a kid, oh my.
Spit it out.
I tell my mom this, she's a little bit of a too much enabler, where she won't eat because she wants me to eat. Like, say, there's only this certain food in the fridge, and I'm like, oh, is this anyone's? Or can I cook this meat?
Pause.
She's like, yeah. And then I'll cook it, and then it'll be like, okay, what are you gonna eat?
oh, nothing. That was all I had.
She won't say it like that. Like, she will give it to me, and now she has nothing to eat. I think that's a little too much. I want her to be able to eat. I appreciate it, but now, like, now, of course, I buy most of my own groceries.
Sure.
Of course, I still live at home, so I do share groceries with them, too, but I buy a lot of my own stuff because I don't want to take away their food. Yada, yada. What I'm saying is, there's a balance you gotta find. Of course, I will want to always provide my kids food, money, whenever I can, as long as they're not selfish, and I will hope to not let them get selfish by raising them. I will always want to keep them fed, always want them to have money. I don't want them struggling. To teach them a lesson, sure, maybe I can teach them a lesson somehow, but I don't want them to have to struggle. That's what I'm thinking now. Obviously, I don't have kids. Obviously, I'm 24, but that's how I'd like to continue thinking. If my kids end up some selfish, spoiled brats, that's my fault. Unless they have something that's in their brain making them this way. But other than that, it's my fault. So, fuck this guy. You will find a full-time job or several part-time jobs and remain gainfully employed. No! Not a job! You will be given chores to do and you will do them on time without bitching. If I want to go on a trip, you will take care of the animals and your chores while I am gone. If you are here more than a year, you have to pay your portion of all utilities and possibly rent if I determine it to be necessary. I'm surprised he's not requesting a rent already. It is a gift that I am allowing you to live with me and Michael. I did my part and I raised you. I am 60 years old and if I'm lucky, I have 20 years left to live. I will not waste those years with negativity. I will allow you to stay here as long as you follow these rules. The length of the time you stay here depends on your ability to follow the rules I have set out. You are not a tenant here. I don't have to evict you. You are a guest. So be a happy, productive member of our family, and I will gladly have you back. Wow, that was long. This is a good one, though.
What?
Well, no, it wasn't a good one. But, like, you know what I mean? There's a lot to unpack here. Do I agree with any of these rules? Of course. I think you should do your chores. Don't be lazy. Be respectful, of course. But it sounds like you're the disrespectful one. I don't know. Talking to your kid like this right away, of course, there's so much past between you and your kid, but you're the adult. There is the possibility that maybe your kid is just a bad person. Of course, there's always that possibility. But there's also the possibility that your kid is gay. You don't like that. You make that vocal. Your kid disagrees with you, and then you make it an argument. You bring it up like, oh, I wish you weren't like this. That's rude. This is just how I am. Why are you fighting with me? Why did you bring this up? Of course, there are simple rules in here, and it's nice that you're not making Heather pay rent. But other than that, I feel like I'd rather pay rent than deal with all these rules. It's just so rude. I would never want to talk to my kid like this. And never want to feel this way about my own kid. And the food thing. If she's ever really out of food, you're going to be like, nah. Aw, too bad. Ha you don't have food, loser. Like, you don't owe them anything. You did your part and you raised them. Okay. Because you had them. I understand you're helping and you don't have to help, but holding it over Heather and Michael even is where it seems, well, obviously Michael seems kind of like, he doesn't really seem like he cares about Michael. It doesn't seem like he has any problem with Michael. It seems you are holding it over them. I hate when a parent holds things over you and like, oh, I did this for you, so you owe me your life. You owe me your soul like the devil. So I'm working on leaving a very toxic relationship. I haven't seen eye to eye with my father in years, partially because of abuse in my childhood, plus the homophobia and such. But as a way to not to be homeless, I reached out to him to see if I could move in with him for a while I got back on my feet. This is the list of rules he sent me that I would have to fully agree on in order to move in with him. Some of them make sense, others just, what the fuck. Yeah, some of them made sense because they're simple rules, like be nice to the animals, don't have too many no liking other women. He could have been much nicer. You just speak nicer. Show respect and get it back. Simple as that. You can still say this in a stern, fatherly way without sounding like an asshole. That's impossible! This is just too much. I feel like I don't think I'm blowing this out of proportion. I don't owe you anything. It's a gift. I'm doing this. Like, what did your daughter do to you? Disrespected you? Well, whose fault is that? And the fact that he brought up the Christian and the gay and the abortion, the gay, makes it seem like he's just mad that she disagrees with him. That's what it seems like from him saying that. Basically, my brother is his child, and I'm just some freaking burden that he wishes he didn't have. We actually care about each other, and yet he never calls to see how I am. But yeah, I'm no longer counting on him for anything. If he won't see me as his daughter, I don't see the point in even trying anymore. Just thought y'all might get a laugh at this. I'm sorry, and I'm glad you're not going. I hope you're not homeless. I hope you can get back on your feet without him. I respect you for not, like, going down his level. It's like whatever your kid does to you, you know, there's a point. Of course kids can be in the wrong. Yeah, of course kids can be ungrateful. Of course. Kids can't just do whatever and assume it's the parents' fault. No. Sometimes kids just get in the wrong crowd. Sometimes kids just have some fuzziness up there. Sometimes kids just don't care. And of course they can be in the wrong. So you could have been a bad kid. But a lot of the time, I'd like to think it's the parents' fault because they raised them. They let it get to this point. I'm not saying it's easy, but think about all the good parents out there or the parents that aren't like this. Of course, there are going to be struggles when raising a family. Of course, your kids aren't going to be perfect. You're not going to be perfect. But being like this, treating your daughter like this, come on. I think it's fucked. I think it's fucked, and it shouldn't ever have gotten to that point. That's on you. Personally, I think that. If you disagree, you're wrong. You know what's up. Rule number 1 when watching my videos, don't disagree with me. Rule number 2, saw this on TikTok the other night. I hate my mother-in-law. I don't hate her, but the way she told everyone she didn't want to be at my wedding but had to be and made sure I was told before walking down the aisle will forever be implanted in my brain. Look at the way she's looking at the camera, bro. She looks like she said that. God, bro, I hate that. I hate that. The food here is delicious. And everyone just looks so beautiful. I'm only here because I have to be. Okay. You know, she just brought it up whenever she can. Especially when the bride was right there. Bride's right here. She's like, I'm only here. I don't hate her, but the way she purposely kissed her son when he went to kiss her cheek will forever be a memory on my special day. Oh, son. Boy mom alert.
Boy mom, boy mom, boy mom. We love boy mom, we love boy mom.
I would make a joke about, oh, I'd love to kiss my mom, but like that's too far, I feel like. That's too far after the other jokes I fucking made. I made jokes about like eating shit, bro. I can't. Oh, gross, dude, gross. Hey, your families have, this is on the screen for too long. Your families have their things where they kiss each other on the lips and stuff and make out or whatever, but I don't do that. I think it's gross. I'm not a very touchy family, honestly. Actually. We're not a very affectionate family. We don't hug much, let alone make out with tongue or anything like that like these guys. The poor son, and he had to like keep it together after this happened. Oh, and like her doing this out of competition, like, yeah. He's mine. She looks at the bride after. Got you. Got you. Sorry, I gotta stop doing that. But, seriously. Competition with what? Your new daughter-in-law?
Ew!
Get a grip. On your lips.
All of them. Ayo.
Gross. He came out of you.
Ew.
Sorry. You made him. Gross. She'll never replace me. I give the bet.
No.
I'm not even gonna make that joke, bro. But I'm keeping this in so you know that. So that I can get scorned for even thinking about it. I don't hate her, but I won't forget all the bad things she said about me, then continues to smile standing right next to me like I don't know. I don't hate her, but I will continue to pray for her because it's not hurting me, it's hurting her son that doesn't deserve this for sticking up for the person he loves. Yeah, that's when you cut contact. It's just so gross and disgusting, frankly, with when this happens.
No.
When a mom feels the need to compete like it's a high school crush and you're facing off against another girl in school for your son. How do you not realize that's pushing him away? No? Do you not realize that? How do you not realize? You're so caught up in the idea that you need to beat your daughter-in-law, that you need to remain in his life, that you don't even realize what you're doing. You don't even think of the possibility that your son would be grossed out or disgusted or disagree with you. God, if my mom was like this, I would have never spoken to her again. If my mom ever kissed me on the lips like this, I'm never speaking to her again. Ever again in my life. Especially out of the fact of trying to make Katie jealous. Oh my God. Gone! She's gone from my life. Never again. Hopefully he cuts her off because I feel like this will just continue. Or maybe she'll change. Maybe she can really be a better person with a serious talking to and some serious therapy. Because if you just tell her to stop, she might stop, but she's still going to think it. She needs to stop thinking it. She needs to get over that. Get over the crush on her son. Yeah, it's weird. Sorry. Ew, the kiss. What do you mean, ew? I think it was beautiful. You already lost. The son is with another woman. You didn't marry him. I know you wish you did. I'm surprised you didn't wear white to the wedding. But it's over. You lost.
No!
He's gone. He has a new mommy. Just let it go. Be happy for your kid. If you don't have your husband's, I'm sorry. Go find another man that you can kiss instead of your son. You weirdo.
Here's what it's like to enter in a house that's controlled by an extreme germaphobe mom. So first, I'm usually not allowed to enter in through the front door. My mom wants everyone to enter in through the garage because she believes the inside of my shoes are dirty. So I gotta switch to sandals, but actually take off my socks first and put it in there so my clean feet goes into the sandal. And then close the garage door, but I gotta wait until it's closed all the way first. And that's because she believes that light attracts flies, and then she doesn't want the kitchen door open. So she wants the kitchen.
Oh no. Look, that's like a serious thing.
What?
Serious case of OCD, germophobia, whatever. Get help. You've been like this surely your whole life, or at least your whole kid's life. Get help, or whatever. Get help. Maybe you can't control it.
Or to stay closed until the garage door is closed, so no flies can fly in. Now my house is 2 stories high, but I'm only restricted to the first floor. Now my mom doesn't touch or sit on anything in the first floor, and she doesn't allow my dad to as well, because I apparently made everything dirty. This is the only chair that she sits on in the kitchen to eat by herself. And she makes my dad sit in that one clean chair, and then these are my chairs. Anyways, I usually just walk into my room and chill by myself and close the door and like shut everything out. This room is extremely big. Yeah, it's a really nice house, but I don't fucking feel happy in it. Because here comes the other restrictions. I'm not allowed to use the other...
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, oh, it is a nice house, but it doesn't make this okay. Okay, yeah, throw a nice house at your kid, but he's dirty? Why would you teach your kid that? This is definitely something she is, like, needs help for. Having this type of OCD, come on. Letting your kid live like this, isolated from you, and the dad's just letting it happen. You shouldn't be letting your kid deal with this. It's horrible. And this isn't like, I'm not saying he's getting abused, but this is still bad.
Bathroom because it's clean for my mom. I'm only allowed to use my bathroom in here because it's dirty. I remember what I said earlier. My mom doesn't use anything, nor does she allow my dad to use anything downstairs. Yet she still doesn't allow me to sit on these chairs or sit on these sofas right here because it's clean. Here's the weird part. She doesn't sit on them either because she thinks it's too dirty for her, but it's cleaner than me. So therefore, I am the dirtiest. I cannot sit on these kind of clean sofas. But then she's way cleaner and she cannot sit on these either. So no one just sits on them. I'm allowed to the bedroom next to my bedroom because this used to be a living room renovated as another bedroom. This is actually my sister's room. This is where my friend was staying actually earlier because my sister's gone for college. This room's been like dirty because of me, so she just gave up and gave it to me. I'm actually not allowed to go upstairs, even though we have 2 more rooms. My dad stays in that room up there. My mom stays in the room down the hall. Right now they're out, so usually they will come back, transfer from the shoe, and step directly into these shoes. You cannot step on anything else because it's dirty. You have to step from your shoe directly into these shoes, and then my parents will walk around the house in sandals so their feet stay clean, but then they transfer to another set of sandals when they go upstairs. So they keep their feet even clean.
How do you live like this? Really, how do you live like this and think it's okay? This is insane. Sorry, I had to do it. What an isolated life you give your kid. Do you even love your kid? Do you even talk to him? Or is he too dirty? Is what I'm wondering. How did you even give birth to this kid? How does the dad just let this happen? Is he like this too?
Cleaner, but the upstairs is still cleaner than the ground down here. I don't know if you guys are following, because it's fucking complicated. I have restrictions. I've never been upstairs ever since we moved back to my childhood home of trauma. But yeah, that's pretty much what it's like to walk around my house, and all these restrictions apply everywhere. It's fucking dumb as shit.
I could see that I could see people being like, oh, you still have a home. Oh, so what? It's lovely. You get it all to yourself. I would love this. But think about how it could be, like, mentally, your mom thinking of you like this. And I just can't imagine her ever spending time with this kid if she thinks he's dirty. And the dad not wanting her to get help or not pushing her to get help or not leaving her is crazy. Just leaving her. Well, because it's affecting the kid, too. I'm not saying just leave her behind, but I don't know. Am I blowing this out of proportion? What do the comments say? It seems like everyone's agreeing with what I'm saying, but then, like, someone was like, oh, sorry about these comments. Don't listen to them. This is sad, but, like, I'm not seeing those ones. You ever see that on TikTok? I always see it where it's like, oh, these comments are not it, and then, like, you just don't see what they're talking about. Because you see different comments, and all the other comments got flushed down, or maybe they never existed. But, yeah, this is sad. Because how do you just not realize how you're affecting your kid or just not care enough to get help? But I don't know how her brain works. Maybe she really just doesn't even realize or doesn't even think she needs help or doesn't want help, you know? You don't know how bad it really is. This sucks. I'm sorry. Estranged mothers and... Oh, God. I gotta see this group chat. I gotta see... Just a bunch of bad moms all just and saying, no, you weren't the problem. It was your child. It's theirs. Those stupid little fucking bastards. It's been 10 years now since hearing from my daughter. I did a background check and know where she lives and her job. I did a background check, stalked her. Yeah. I wonder why she left. For no reason, of course. Her fault, not mine. I'm convinced she'll never come around. She was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. And I don't know if that's the reason or not. Here's my question to... She's insane, by the way. I don't know if that matters. I just thought I'd tell you guys that she's crazy. That's the reason she's not talking to me. You. Here's my question to the group. What about inheritance? Are you going to leave your estate to a child who refuses to communicate with you? I hope I'm not breaking any rules by asking this. You know what? Honestly, go ahead and not leave them stuff. That just kind of goes along with the character, you know, of being a bad mom. You know, maybe you're not. Maybe this group is full of people who really, it's all the kids' fault, not the parents, and they're estranged because they need help. I get that, you know. Sometimes your kids just fall off the wagon. That's different. Your kid not talking to you or your kid being like a bad kid is different. If your kid's not talking to you, really think about why they're not talking to you, you know? Yeah, you don't have to leave them the inheritance, but like... You know, it's just more of a reason that you kind of suck. I don't know. Don't you want to try to, like, build things? I don't know. If I messed up with my kid and I realized I was in the wrong and the kid was still never going to talk to me, I'd leave them the inheritance. I'd be like, you don't have to take this. I understand, but it's for you. You're my child and I love you. I'm so sorry for my mistakes. You know? I wouldn't be talking in my blasting group chat. Mind you, I'm an adult who doesn't live with this man. I didn't ask. Heyo. How was I disrespectful? By raising my voice? Have I ever disrespected you in ways you haven't already disrespected me in? Damn. You seem to be confusing the fact that you and I are not equal. Okay. Oh, God. I may treat you equally, but you still remain my child, as I am always going to be your parent. Therefore, respect is required by you and given by me. I think you will probably not like the sound of that, but not to criticize your liberal perspective on life. Some things are better off in the traditional way. Oh, God, already, bro. No, that's not how it works. You should teach your kids to give everyone respect, not to just wait till it's given, you know? Obviously, take it away when it's not deserved, but treat the world with respect, and you can't teach your kid that to do it only for you, but then you don't do it to them. That's the biggest mindfuck that you could give them. Yeah, treat everyone with respect, but I don't respect you. We are not equal. Okay, so don't treat everyone with respect. How does that make any sense? Of course you gotta treat each other with respect.
Calm down.
It's your kid. You should love them. You should want to respect them. Oh my god. You didn't answer how I disrespected you. And yes, I disagree with that. Anyone who mandates respect is only insecure about not deserving it. Damn. This is cut off, so I'm just gonna go on from there. There have been numerous times where you laid hands on me, wrapped your hands around my throat, grabbed and shaken me, grabbed my wrists, etc. If you've forgotten those instances, then that's more of a reflection on you. And I think that's far worse of a crime than any time I've raised my voice at you. Hitting your kids is just... it's so embarrassing. As a parent, if that's all I do, then that's a win. Whether you like it or not, it's time you wake up and realize the truth is that children require physical discipline. Anyone who says otherwise and believes in non-physical discipline are woke idiots whose self-centered superiority view of themselves have created young people who are undisciplined, spoiled, and never understood boundaries and consequences. God, I can't breathe. That's weird because I haven't been physically disciplined and I respect my parents. And I would like to say that I'm humble, selfless, and amazing. I would like to say that I love and respect my parents and I try to get back to them when I can. I would not say that I'm spoiled. Obviously, I can't say that about myself. Let's ask other people. Guys, do you think I'm spoiled? No, exactly, no. But I know people who weren't physically disciplined like Katie. She is so respectful, especially to her parents. She is so kind. She's amazing. Let's talk about Katie. I was raised with a much heavier hand than all three of you kids have ever had combined, and I have always and still do respect my parents for everything they've done for me, including the physical discipline. Sorry, that's not funny. It's funny that you think that, but that's like a serious issue. Of course, you might respect your parents for it because you think it's right, because it's what they did to you and they taught it that it was right. They taught you that it was right. But you don't need to. It's literally not true if there's proof in the whole world around you that people can be respectful to their parents without getting beat by their parents. You don't need physical discipline to win. I think it's the coward's way out, the childish way out, because you can't figure out another way to discipline them. But of course, you might be raised to think that it's right. Why can't you discipline them another way? Are you scared? I see so many comments all the time being like, oh,
everyone's just such a baby. Like, you need to discipline your kids like that. You have to.
No, you don't. There's so many other ways. That's like the easy way out. Violence, and it stops them. Yeah, go for the easy way out, but not in that scenario. Go for the right way out. That's what I think. If you're disagreeing with me or like upset that I think that, I don't think you should hit your kids. I don't think you should use violence to treat your kids, to teach your kids. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm saying I wasn't hit, and I respect my parents, and I try to show respect to people around the world, and I try to be a better person. Of course, I have my mistakes, but I try to be the best I can. And every day I'm learning to be better and better as a person, or I try to learn to be better and better as a person. And I was never physically disciplined or emotionally. I didn't get screamed at all the time either. I got told what was right or wrong. I was in trouble when I did wrong. I don't know. I think it's silly. You know what this also reminds me of? It reminds me of the whole, I don't know, just the way he's talking. It's like like their whole respect isn't given, it's earned. Like, it reminds me of when you have kids, you'll understand. He's got that, like, tone. I hate that saying. I hate it so much. I saw another YouTuber talk about it before.
Literally nobody
it's like,
asked.
why would that change things? I think those rules are silly. When I have kids, I'm going to think those rules are silly, and I'll understand how the kid feels. I'm going to want my kids to be happy. I don't want to let my kids walk all over me. So I can understand why you might disagree with this statement, but I think it's silly. Of course, certain things like, oh, I might be a little more overprotective when I have kids. That's what I'll understand. But most things, when you have kids, you'll understand. It's just an excuse to have explaining things, an excuse to get what you want. When you have kids, you'll understand. No, I disagree with that. I'm not just going to completely change my view just because I have kids. I might not know that yet because I don't have kids. So when I have a kid one day, I'm going to come right back here. Obviously, the kid has to be a little older. I'm going to come right back here and say, hey, I'll come from the future where I have kids, and I'll let you know. Because there's no way for me to prove that my mind's not going to change, obviously. I wish I could, because I know that you might disagree. But I just think it's silly to use that. There's a family friend, like an uncle, who my father doesn't care for because said uncle is friendly with my family and it makes my dad insecure. Over the phone, I told my father that I had helped said man's elderly mother navigate our town because she gets lost easily. This pissed my dad off and in turn pissed me off, which caused me to raise my voice. That was the disrespect he mentioned. You're not allowed to raise your voice, but then he is, I bet. Double standards. I don't think anyone should raise their voice. Unless, like, obviously you need to in a situation like, oh my god, stop killing them! You know, stuff like that. But, like, at each other, no one needs to raise their voice. Just have a conversation. People having an argument, you shouldn't need to yell at each other, just conversate. Whatever, shut up, right? I don't really get that. Like, it's just another guy that you look at like a fatherly figure and he's insecure about it. Or it's like does your mom like the uncle more? Or, like, flirts with the uncle or something and that's why he's insecure? What do you mean? I don't really get that. Or he's just insecure that this guy, he's a guy and the kids look up to him. Is that why? It's cringe, bro. Grow up. Because kid didn't do homework? This is Javier, and he was surrendered today because his kid would not do his homework. Javier is a friendly guy who is already my... I'm done. That is so sad. That is so sad. The teacher get a lesson, bro. You know, let me say this. If you have toxic parents, if you have bad parents, if you're in that situation now or you had it before, I'm sorry. I hope that as time goes on, you can learn to be better than your parents. You can learn to be a better person, be better, kinder, be a better parent. You know, don't let history repeat itself. Don't let the cycle repeat itself. Because a lot of times I think kids that had bad parents can turn into bad parents themselves because it's just what they learned. You know, really think, try to be self-aware. Maybe go to therapy if you can. Or if you don't think you need it, just try to be self-aware with your actions and try to be better than who your parents were to you. Be the better person. It's easier said than done, I know. But you don't want history to repeat itself. You know, you want to give a good life to your kids. You should want that, I think. But anyways, I'm done. I hope this video wasn't too sad. I hope you guys enjoyed. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the likes, the subscribers, and the comments. It's very nice. I am very grateful. And if you liked this video, let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know. Feel free to disagree with me. Feel free to agree with me because I'm right. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys next video. Yeah, and you can, yeah, I got a haircut. No biggie. That's how the video's gonna end.